Now on CoastTV News.
Red Mill Pond rescue.
All right, hold it there.
The efforts to get a woman to shore after she was found on top of a car that ended up in the body of water north of Lewis.
Refinery fire raged just hours ago in California. A massive fire, what is being reported so far at the Chevron facility.
Good Friday morning, Delmarva. It is a cold start. Temperatures are in the low to mid 40s away from the coast. We're talking about a fabulous weekend ahead. I'll break it all down in minutes.
Country Calling returns. We are just hours away from the start of the big festival. What is the economic impact expected for Ocean City?
This is CoastTV News Today.
And welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
And good morning, I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us. It is Friday, October 3rd, 2025.
Getting ready for the weekend.
Yes.
And some people may say it is here.
Almost. It's almost here, but I will say I think we're going to notice a lot of our coworkers with their headphones in today.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
We'll have more on that later.
Yes,
Just
there's
a couple of minutes.
certain album.
There's a singer that
you might have heard
some people
of
kind of
her.
like, maybe.
I think a lot of our coworkers here are going to be very distracted listening to that album.
I don't think I'm going to have that problem.
Yeah, I'm not going to either. I don't think so. But Chris, I don't know if you're going to have that problem, but I know other people will.
No, I'm not going to have that issue, and we're not dealing with any issues as far as the weather is concerned this morning as well. Pleasant good Friday morning, Delmarva, as we take a live look into Cambridge. We have clear skies, calm winds, and that's allowing for temperatures to fall pretty rapidly this morning. We're at 46 in Cambridge, and you can see that 24-hour temperature change. We're about 6 degrees cooler. Georgetown, 13 degrees cooler there in Ocean City. That's one of the more milder spots, 59, but look, we're at 43 Long Neck, 41 the cool spot Harrington, 44 Laurel, and we are at 46 in Georgetown. Clear skies, calm winds, that's allowing for those temperatures to fall at this hour, and we are going to be under the influence of high pressure, dominating high pressure through the weekend and into early next week. So it's going to be a fabulous Friday, plenty of sunshine through the day today, and the weekend will be, yes, a masterpiece. Mostly sunny skies, and we are going to be trending warmer through the weekend and into early next week. So it's a chilly start. We'll warm up from the 40s this morning into the 50s late morning, and then by this afternoon we'll likely top out for most of us in the lower 70s, some upper 60s at the coast. Not as breezy. Winds are going to be relatively calm, and we're going to see plenty of sunshine through the afternoon. We'll talk more about that weekend ahead and when we may see some rain chances roll back into the picture in that full 7-day forecast. Matt.
All right, thank you, Chris. In our top story this hour, a woman is recovering after being rescued from Red Mill Pond.
According to the Lewis Fire Department, fire crews and police were called just after 10 o'clock Thursday night for a report of a person in the water.
Yeah, they say when rescue teams arrived, a woman was found. Get this, she was on top of her car, and the car was about 50 feet out. The engine was still running beneath her. Now you can see the car almost fully submerged right here on your screen.
Rescue swimmers went in and safely brought her back to shore. She was then taken to the hospital. Michael Davis and Matthew Smith with Coastal Towing and Repair talk about what it took to pull a car out of the water.
It was about 10:30. Had to have another truck come out, so it was a 2-truck, recovery, and it's about 12:30 right now. So it's about a 2-hour thing.
And the Lewis Fire Department says no one else was inside the car, and we still do not know how it ended up in the water.
Developing news, this is what drivers heading south on the Indian River Inlet Bridge were dealing with earlier Thursday evening. Delaware State Police said part of Coastal Highway was closed around 8:30 due to a crash, and the road was reopened about half an hour later at 9 o'clock, according to police, but we are still awaiting more details. As state police investigate what exactly happened there, we will let you know as soon as more information becomes available.
Happening today, we got the 3-day music festival, Country Calling. It's returning to Ocean City, and this is taking place at the Inlet through Sunday. Now, this was the scene Thursday. We're going to show it to you as organizers prepared for the event. Ocean City's tourism director, Tom Perlazzo, says all 55,000 tickets are sold out. Meeting crowds are expected to be just as big as last weekend's Ocean's Calling Music Festival. According to Perlazzo, the event will generate around $150 million for the town, and we'll have more on this later on Coast TV News Today.
This just in, Avelo Airlines is rolling out a brand new membership program called Avelo Plus. According to Avelo, the program costs just $49 for the first year and gives travelers access to exclusive fares, free priority boarding, special deals, and a $50 cash bonus at renewal. Members can also share their perks with up to 9 others. This announcement comes as the airline continues to grow, serving 47 cities across 18 states, Puerto Rico, and 3 international destinations.
Strengthening care for young athletes. Delaware Governor Matt Meyer is expected to join students, families, and community partners for a ceremonial bill signing. It's highlighting Delaware's new emergency action plan legislation, part of House Bill 71. That was originally signed into law in July. Requires schools to have emergency action plans for cardiac events at athletic venues, and it also mandates that all coaches for the Delaware Interscholastic Athletic Association have CPR, first aid, and AED training.
New this morning, Lewis City Hall is closed today as officials are taking time to enhance the area. Locals can participate in Lewis Community Service Day. This is footage from last year's activities. City Council, along with volunteers, did everything from planting flowers to cleaning the beaches. According to Lewis officials, people can call or go online to register. City Hall will reopen Monday, October 6th at 8 a.m.
All right, here it is. New overnight, the much anticipated album has hit the shelves and streaming platforms. Taylor Swift has released the album. It's a 12th studio album, The Life of a Showgirl. There are 12 songs on this, and one of them features Sabrina Carpenter.
And next, Rita's is offering a sweet treat while you jam out. According to the company, people with the Rita's app could get a free small water ice with a purchase. All you have to do is enter the code Showgirl under the offer page. Rita says this special took effect at midnight and will end once 1,989 people have used the code.
All right, check this out here. New overnight, a massive fire erupted at the Chevron oil refinery in El Segundo, California. This is in the Los Angeles area. Firefighters responded to the call just after 12:30 this morning Eastern Time. Information limited, but we have learned since we last showed you this that NBC is reporting that there are no injuries, and according to the Associated Press, a cause has not been determined.
We are now taking a live look at Washington, D.C. The government shutdown stretching into its 3rd day this morning with no signs of opening in sight.
New overnight, senators are expecting to vote once again, and those measures are expected to fail.
Adding to the anxiety, furloughed federal employees are concerned about their jobs and paychecks. NBC's Bianca Vicini shows us how President Trump is considering which programs to cut.
The government shutdown has families across the country bracing for the worst.
We're kind of getting used to uncertainty.
And as federal workers wait for updates, they're feeling frustrated.
What we really want to do is to be at work. We're feeling angry at being treated as political pawns.
It's unclear if Democrats and Republicans have made any progress in negotiations. The Senate is scheduled to vote again today, but the measures aren't expected to pass. In the meantime, the Trump administration is planning on layoffs.
Look, it's likely going to be in the thousands.
President Trump met with Budget Director Russ Vought on Thursday. In a post online, he said the two would discuss which Democrat agencies Vought recommended be cut. Democrats say the president is using the shutdown to target them.
The American people are crystal clear on who shut down the government. Crystal clear. They know it was Donald Trump and Republicans for a wide variety of reasons.
It's the government shutdown.
Meanwhile, Republican Senate Leader John Thune says negotiations over health care, the sticking point for Democrats, can start only once the government opens up again.
I don't think you can keep this hostage. As soon as they release the hostage, then we can talk about those other issues.
Neither side showing signs of backing down, with no breakthrough in sight. In Washington, Bianca Vicini, NBC News.
As the debate over Delaware's recent property reassessments continue, Greenwood is set to review the topic. According to the agenda, officials will hold a special meeting tonight at 6:30. This is taking place at the Greenwood VFW on 301 Mill Street.
Happening tonight in Newark, the University of Delaware Blue Hens football team plays their first ever Conference USA home game. Delaware hosts Western Kentucky. It's part of Parents Weekend, and the Hens look to make it 3 wins in a row with a 7 p.m. kickoff at Delaware Stadium.
And we're just getting started this morning on Coast TV News Today.
Yeah, coming up, Bethel mail mishaps. Why people there say they haven't been receiving their mail and how the post office is responding.
Also, Housing Committee commences. We'll show you what took place at the first meeting of the Georgetown Supportive Housing Issues Committee.
And Delmarva energy rates rise. How much more some utilities say you may have to pay. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
Well, we made it to Friday, Delmarva, and it is a chilly one at that as we take a live look into Laurel. 44 degrees there, dew point 44, so the air mass very dry over the area with calm winds. We're seeing those temperatures fall. 41 Harrington, we are at 47 Milton, 43 Longneck to 43 in Bethany Beach. Well, high pressure, yeah, that's going to be our full dominating weather pattern here as we go into the weekend. And we're looking at very nice conditions if you're making your way up to Newark this evening. Delaware Stadium, temperatures right around 68 by around 6 o'clock. Clear skies, nice night for a hoodie there. 57 by around 11, so looking pretty good for the game. And you give the First Alert Weather Phone a call for your latest forecast. It's always on with up-to-date forecast. We'll have a look at that weekend ahead here in just a few minutes. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. Salisbury police have charged a man in a 20-year-old cold case. They say in 2006, Denise Horsey was stabbed to death, and now in 2025, the Wycomico County grand jury has indicted 43-year-old Tyrone Leroy Huey from Hagerstown, Maryland, for the crime.
Some Delaware Gas customers could see a big jump in their monthly bills this fall. Delmarva Power is proposing a 43% increase to its gas cost rate. Chesapeake Utilities, they're asking for a 30% hike, and if these are approved, typical customers could pay between $11 and $16 more a month starting November 1st. Delaware Public Advocate calls the increase, quote, dramatic, but says there's limited ability to fight them.
Delta Airlines is launching a new nonstop flight from New York's JFK Airport to Porto in Portugal. It's one of 7 new European routes that launch next summer. Those flights in Porto begin in May 2026. There will also be nonstop flights from Boston to Madrid and Nice, plus enhanced flights to Barcelona and Milan. In addition, there will be direct flights from Seattle to Barcelona and Rome.
First wave of tickets to the 2026 FIFA Men's World Cup officially went on sale Wednesday. 4.5 million people entered a lottery in September for the first chance to buy the tickets. Winners get time slots to buy these tickets over the next few days, and initial ticket prices, they run from $60 to $6,700.
Woo! And they'll probably keep going up too as we approach that big tournament. Temperatures this morning starting off in the 40s. Another cool day, upper 60s to right around the low 70s under mostly sunny skies. And we're going to see plenty of sunshine in the weekend, and of course a warming trend as well. We'll talk more about that just after the break on Coast TV News Today.
Time is 6:16, and we are getting a live look at a quiet scene at the Roosevelt Inlet in Lewis. Chris, if you look at the left of your screen, not much of a breeze there with those flags, not much going on, but we do have a bit of a chilly start to our Friday.
Yeah, the fact that we don't have a breeze, we're seeing partly cloudy to clear skies across the area, and that's allowing for those temperatures to really fall at this hour. We're at 41 Harrington, 44 Laurel, 43 Longneck, 54 in Rehoboth, and we are at 53 in Bethany Beach. There's those winds, calm, and they're going to stay that way through the morning and into the afternoon. Sunrise 6:59 this morning. We're at 44 in Laurel. We hit the 48 by around 8 this morning to 63 by around 10 a.m. Now, we still have a few residual marine issues that we're dealing with. Small craft advisory for the Delaware coast that is up through 6 o'clock. And then from Ocean City down through Chincoteague, that runs through 8 a.m. Saturday. Could see some winds as high as 25 off the coast. And we still do have high risk of rip currents across the Delmarva coast. Seas as high as 3 to 6 feet. Coastal flood advisory, Dorchester County. This is up through 2 o'clock this afternoon through the high tide cycle. Could see up to about a foot of inundation. High pressure, big ridge of high pressure throughout much of the east, keeping most of the area dry and pleasant through the end of the week and into the weekend. Now, humidity levels will begin to creep up a bit as we go into early part of next week. We'll get those dew points back in the 60s and 70s, but we're going to like this comfortable temperatures we're having today. 70 along the coast, 71 to 72 inland at the eastern shore. Mostly sunny skies through the afternoon. It's going to be a beautiful evening for games, any football games going on across the area this evening. Overnight, we fall once again back in the low to mid 40s early Saturday morning, and by Saturday afternoon, we're pushing the mid to upper 70s as that warming trend continues through the weekend. So if you're heading out to country calling this weekend, couldn't have picked a better weekend. 68 on Friday today, 73 through 74 over the weekend. And then there's that dome of high pressure sliding to our southeast into early next week. And that's going to allow a bit more moisture and more humidity to work back into the area. Rain chances hold off Tuesday night into Wednesday as a front pushes through. We stay dry Monday through Tuesday. And then there's that front pushing in. The front, this model particularly, once again in Wednesday morning, could see that moisture later in the day on Wednesday as well, depending upon the timing of that front. 71, fabulous, 46 overnight as we fall into the low to mid 40s across the area. 78 for our Saturday, and we're at 80 on Sunday, 82 Monday, and then we'll see temperatures fall behind the front back into the 60s on Thursday.
Thank you, Chris. The first meeting for the Georgetown Supportive Housing Issues Committee, that took place last night, and CoastTV photojournalist Matt Hipsman was there, and he shows us how they are planning to address homelessness in the town.
Georgetown's changed a lot, and I've been here 8 years now, and it's really made a lot of changes, some for the good, some for the bad. But we do need to find a better way to help our neighbors and help those who are struggling, and help raise their quality of life.
One of the main takeaways is the education, the transparency. You know, there are, with the transitional houses, with the recovery houses, with the Springboard Village, there's a lot of different takeaways that people may have based on assumptions that may not actually be what's actually happening.
Take away some of the stigma of the homelessness. They need to establish bank accounts. Without a bank account, without a work history, with possible past criminal records, landlords tend to look down on them and not want to rent to them. If we can do away with that stigma, or at least help them overcome that and get them into permanent housing, it'll go a long way towards solving the homelessness problem in the Georgetown area, in the state of Delaware.
What we're looking to do is optimize the services that are here, not create new services that may or may not address problems that could be addressed by just the facilities and organizations that are here if they're properly optimized.
People achieving certain goals in life and being able to show progress in life, where perhaps their family who may have turned their back on them is now willing to accept them back and say, look at the progress you've made, look at the steps you've taken.
The Delmarva Sports Network is covering marching band competitions featuring over a dozen schools from across the peninsula. These competitions will stream exclusively on DSN+. The next one is scheduled for October 18th.
The first weekend of October brings a mix of fun and meaning to the coast. Stay tuned for your weekly lineup of cool things to do.
Missing mail in Bethel. Neighbors in the Delaware town tell us they've been having trouble getting their mail from the post office for the last few weeks. At the post office on Thursday, the window said the window is closed despite the listed hours saying it should have been open. Neighbors say the post office is rarely staffed. Some people tell us they've also had many packages returned to sender or sent to different addresses.
They're not getting their packages. They're not getting their mail delivered to their residence or to their P.O. box, and they're paying for the service that either through a P.O. box or through their taxes, so they want their service.
A representative from the U.S. Postal Service says it's working to address staffing problems, and any neighbors having issues should visit the Laurel Post Office or report any concerns to the Postal Service directly. And this morning, if you're going outside to walk your dog, take a stroll, or walk to your car to get to work, you're going to be hit with some pretty cool temperatures.
It's going to be cool now, but when we're looking ahead to a couple hours from now and Ocean's Calling kicks off in Ocean City, Chris, we're looking at a really nice fall Friday.
We couldn't be any better. We're going to have temperatures up in the upper 60s at the coast and then eventually in the 70s and near 80 over the weekend. You see some cirrus clouds there, Lewis, but we're looking at a beautiful sunrise here coming up here shortly. 46 degrees in Lewis, so temperatures are in the 40s for a good bit of the area. We have small craft advisories up through about 6 this evening for the Delaware coast from Ocean City down through Assateague Island, Chickateague. Those running through about 8 a.m. on Saturday. Now, we still do have a high risk of rip currents. Takes time for the seas to relax after we had 2 hurricanes out in the Atlantic. Coastal flood advisory up through 2 o'clock this afternoon. That's through the high tide cycle. Dorchester County could see up to a foot of inundation there. But by the afternoon, Ocean City, Fenwick Island, we're going to get in the mid to upper 60s as we make our way up through Lewis. Temperatures around upper 60s this afternoon under mostly sunny skies. So a gorgeous afternoon there in Cambridge and Crisfield. Temperatures in the upper 60s to nearing the 70-degree mark. And congratulations to our umbrella winner, Cheryl Biddle. Georgetown, Delaware, you're the winner of our Coast TV weather umbrella. Coming up, we will talk about temperatures rolling back into the 80s for the weekend and the week ahead, and that full forecast in the next half hour. Matt.
Okay, Chris. Dewey Beach is turning pink. As we mentioned, country music taking over Ocean City, and classic cars are coming to Georgetown.
All that and more this weekend, and Christina DeRobertis has your cool things to do.
October is finally here, and with it comes plenty to do this weekend. On Saturday, Dewey Beach goes pink. The 14th annual fundraiser takes over the Starboard, bringing thousands of people together to raise money for breast cancer awareness. It all kicks off with a race and walk at 11 a.m. Then the party rolls on with live music, food, and an auction. New and vintage cars will be on display in Georgetown on Friday and Saturday for the annual Wings and Wheels Festival. The sky meets the road with an assortment of cars and planes. They're all on display at the Delaware Coastal Airport. The Milford Historical Society is hosting its Fall Antiques Market on Saturday from 9 to 3. That's on the lawn of the Parson Thorne Mansion. Dealers from across Delmarva will be there with antiques and vintage finds. Admission is just $1, and it includes a tour of the mansion where renovations are currently underway. Taylor Swift fans are surely looking forward to Taylor's album release at midnight, and you can listen to The Life of a Showgirl with fellow Swifties at Big Oyster Brewery on Sunday. There's going to be Taylor Swift-themed brunch items, cocktails, and mocktails. In Lewis on Sunday, science meets family fun. The University of Delaware's Coast Day is happening at the Sharp campus. That's from 10 to 3 p.m. There's going to be hands-on activities, touch tanks, boat tours, even a chemical magic show. And Ocean City is welcoming country music fans for the Country Calling Music Festival. Headliners include Carrie Underwood, Luke Bryan, and Luke Combs, and you can still get tickets. For event details, tickets, and more, just head over to CoastTV.com and click on Cool Things to Do.
Now on Coast TV News.
Dangerous drive. The latest on 2 separate situations on Coastal Highway that occurred Thursday night.
Inlet stage is set. We get ready for Country Calling in Ocean City. Who is taking the stage and the options to get to the shows?
Good Friday morning, Delmarva. It is a cold start. Temperatures are in the low to mid 40s away from the coast. We're talking about a fabulous weekend ahead. I'll break it all down in minutes.
Looking good in Lewis, what the city is doing today to increase its appeal.
This is Coast TV News Today.
October 3rd, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning. I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us.
Time is 6:31. As we mentioned last half hour, Friday Night Lights, Blue Hen style, University of Delaware with a home football game tonight.
You are headed up there to have a tailgate with your sons.
Yeah,
to
looking
go to
forward
the
to
game.
that.
That is exciting. Do you know what sweatshirt? I know you have a bright yellow Blue Hen sweatshirt.
Yeah, they're
I've seen
calling
that
for all the
before.
fans to wear blue, that Delaware
All
blue. I
right.
can't go with my Navy Penn State blue.
No,
so,
it would not be appropriate.
I got limited options there, but you know what? I think I can bank on this with First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono. We are looking at a spectacular night tonight.
Oh, without question. A good night for a nice hoodie and some cool temperatures, and it's pretty cool out there right now. In fact, we're in the 40s for a good bit of the area. We're at 46 in Lewis. We have those calm winds and relatively clear skies. We're 6 degrees cooler than where we were at 24 hours ago in Georgetown, and 13 degrees cooler in Ocean City. We're at 59 Ocean City, 44 in Long Neck, 41 in Harrington, 43 Delmar. Winds are calm, and they're going to stay that way through the morning and afternoon. And it's all thanks to a big dome of high pressure throughout much of the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic, and that really is going to dominate our weather pattern to round out the week. Now, we still do have a high risk of rip current, so keep that in mind. Now, the weekend looking fantastic, wall-to-wall sunshine, and we are going to see a warming trend. Temperatures are going to be rising back into the 70s and 80s, especially by the late part of the weekend. So a chilly start as we see those temperatures in the 40s by the afternoon. Mostly sunny skies, highs right around the low 70s. We'll talk more about the warmer temperatures ahead in that full 7-day forecast. Elisa.
All right, thank you, Chris. Our top story this half hour, a woman is recovering after being rescued from Red Mill Pond.
Yeah, according to the Lewis Fire Department, emergency crews and police, they were called just after 10 o'clock Thursday night for a report of a person in the water.
They say when rescue teams arrived, a woman was found on top of her car about 50 feet out and the engine still running beneath her. You can see the car almost fully submerged right here on your screen.
Rescue swimmers went in and they safely brought her back to shore. She was then taken to the hospital. The Lewis Fire Department says no one else was inside the car, and we still don't know how that car ended up in the water.
Developing news this morning, this is what drivers heading south on the Indian River Inlet Bridge were dealing with early Thursday evening. Delaware State Police said part of Coastal Highway was closed around 8:30 due to a crash. The road was reopened about half an hour later at 9 o'clock, according to police. But we are still awaiting more details as state police investigate what exactly happened there, and we will let you know as soon as more information becomes available.
We are now taking a live look at the beach in Ocean City. Thousands of people are expected in this area later today as we begin day one of the Country Calling Music Festival.
And happening today, businesses and hotels say they're ready for the next music festival to hit the town. While Ocean's Calling was a big success, some businesses say they're expecting an even greater turnout at Country Calling. This was the scene as organizers prepared on Thursday. Ocean City's tourism director Tom Perlazzo says all 55,000 tickets have already sold out. That's good news for business owners like Christina Russo, who runs the Rideau Oceanfront near the inlet, while her hotel is giving guests a preview of the festival and rooms going for $600 a night. She says it's a win-win for everyone.
The event going from a 3-day or 2-day to a 3-day, we're just so happy that people are coming down for 4 days.
And according to Perlazzo, he expects the event to generate around $150 million in town.
Okay, some details for you here. If you do plan on going to Country Calling, the pickup and drop-off lot for ride shares like Uber, that is at the 4th Street Municipal Lot. According to the Country Calling Information Toolkit, that lot is just about a 5-10 minute walk from the festival.
Over 25 artists will take the stage in Ocean City this weekend with some big names set to headline. Organizers say headliners include just Carrie Underwood, Luke Bryan, Luke Combs, not that big of names. There will be 3 different stage areas for people to enjoy. The 3-day event is back, taking place today through Sunday, 2 on the beach and 1 on the boardwalk. All of this is at the Ocean City Inlet.
Yeah, I'm looking for Brooks and Dunn's tonight. That's a big one too. New this morning, Avelo Airlines is rolling out a brand new membership program called Avelo Plus. According to Avelo, the program costs just $49 for the first year. What this does, it gives travelers access to exclusive fares, free priority boarding, special deals, and there's even a $49 cash bonus at renewal. Members can also share their perks with up to 9 others. This announcement comes as the airline continues to grow. They're now serving 47 cities, including Wilmington, Delaware.
Happening today, Lewis City Hall is closed as officials are taking time to enhance the area. Locals can participate in Lewis Community Service Day. This is footage from last year's activities. City Council, along with volunteers, did everything from planting flowers to cleaning the beaches. According to officials, people can call or go online to register. City Hall will reopen Monday, October 6th at 8 a.m.
We are now going live to Washington, D.C. on this Friday morning. We are entering day 3 of the government shutdown, and today the Senate is trying a 4th vote on the same spending bill.
Democrats and Republicans can't seem to agree on how to fund the federal government.
And as Amy Kiley shows us, until they do, government's staying closed.
Today, the Senate is voting on the same GOP funding bill that already failed 3 times. Democrats are expected to block it once again.
We haven't wanted to negotiate. We just want to keep the government open.
We are ready, we are willing, we are able to sit down with anyone, anytime, any place.
Senate Majority Leader John Thune says he's considering a talk with Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. In the meantime, if today's vote fails, Thune says he'll hold another one Monday on that same funding bill.
We are asking Democrats to do nothing more than pass a clean, nonpartisan bill to fund the government for a few more weeks so that we can get back to bipartisan appropriations work.
Democrats say they don't want to keep voting on the same legislation. They want to negotiate changes. They say their primary goal is to stop health care premiums from going up for people on Obamacare.
Enact a spending agreement that actually meets the needs of the American people while at the same time addressing the Republican health care crisis.
Meanwhile, the White House says President Donald Trump plans to fire thousands of federal workers during the shutdown. Two officials say that could start today or this weekend.
We're going to look at agencies that don't align with the administration's values that we feel are a waste of the taxpayer dollar.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
And we have a lot more news to get to in our final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, making the most of the last First Friday, what's expected today in Milford as the city says goodbye to its monthly celebration for the season.
Also, Seahawks soaring, the big offensive output by Decatur in their Thursday night high school football matchup with Worcester County rival Snow Hill. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
Good Friday morning, Delmarva, as we take a live look into a beautiful shot here at Laurel. Sunrise 6:59, and it is a cold start, 44 in Laurel. We have those clear skies, calm winds, temperatures rising to about 55 by around 9 a.m. We'll be up to 63 by around 10 this morning. We're at 46 in Georgetown, 45 in Salisbury, 43 Long Neck to 53 in Bethany Beach. Pretty quiet throughout much of the East Coast, all thanks to a big dome of high pressure. Remember, this time last year, we were rolling in a drought. We went 44 days without measurable rainfall. No drought to speak of on Delmarva, but we do have some abnormally dry conditions across primarily southern Kent and northern portions of Sussex County. Now, we're not expecting any rain until at least middle part of next week with a cold front pushing through. Climate Prediction Center over the next 8 to 14 days says relatively drier than normal conditions across much of the east. We'll talk more about the weekend ahead in that full 7-day forecast here in a little bit. Matt.
Okay, Chris. Happening today, Cambridge drivers are going to have to slow down. According to the city, work is scheduled for Locust Street. This is near Glenburn Avenue. It's today, October 3rd, and it's this area that we're showing you right here on your screen. City officials say crews are scheduled from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., and they're advising drivers to slow down, use caution, and stay alert for the workers in this area.
Protect your pets in Wicomico County. This weekend, the health department is offering a rabies clinic. The agency says the walk-up clinic is $10 per pet. Owners must show proof of previous rabies vaccinations if they choose the 3-year dosage. This is taking place Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 108 East Main Street.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Ever since a Week 1 loss to Y-High, Stephen Decatur football has been on a roll. The Seahawks entered yesterday 2-1 with over 35 points per game in those 2 wins. And Stephen Decatur took that momentum into a home clash against Snow Hill yesterday. But on the first drive of the game, the Seahawks were moving. Johnny Hobgood had his eyes on the end zone. Interception. Marlon Milborn Jr. gives the Eagles a huge spark early. It wouldn't last long, though. Kyle Mumford dodges just across the goal line to put Decatur up a touchdown midway through the first quarter. A minute later, a turnover turns into another score. Kyle Mumford with his second tutty of the day. 13-zip Decatur. And on the following kickoff, Jaimir Revels has room to run, but Teron Davis tracks him down and punches the ball out. That's Snow Hill's second giveaway today. And you give Hobgood and company this good of field position over and over, you're gonna see a score. Brian Chester, the man to run into the end zone this time. 20-zip Stephen Decatur, still first quarter. Snow Hill goes 3 and out and punts the ball to Brian Chester. Waiting, and it's go time. Blockers are there. He ends up cutting inside, scores. Stephen Decatur went on to win 50-14 over Snow Hill. That'll do it for sports.
And coming up tonight on DSN at 6, it's Down and Distance. 6:30, catch the high school football pregame show, Scoops and Scores. And then at 7, we have live Delaware high school football when Sussex Central takes on Middletown. At 10:30, Elisa says she's watching and says you should too. Nittany Game Week. At 11, catch the final score. On DSN Plus, along with that Sussex Central game, you can watch these exclusives. At 6 p.m., we have NCAA women's volleyball when Maryland Eastern Shore hosts Norfolk State. Then we have Bayside Conference High School football, Cambridge South Dorchester visiting Colonel Richardson. At 7, Seaford travels to Polytech. Cape is at Appoquinimink.
Well, it's week 5 in the NFL regular season, and we have Sunday Night Football right here on Coast TV. This week, you can catch the New England Patriots take on the Buffalo Bills. Coverage begins at 7. Then stay right here for Coast TV News following the game.
K-pop Demon Hunter fans can take on evil with their favorite characters, and Charlotte's Web gets introduced to a new generation. Rick Damigella has more in the Hollywood Minute.
K-pop Demon Hunters gets interactive. Characters from the hit animated film have been added to the popular video game Fortnite. Fans can now fight evil alongside the members of Huntrix and create their own games based on the movie. The new Demon Rush mode is available through November 1st.
My name is Wilbur. What is your name?
My name is Charlotte.
A respun Charlotte's Web. The beloved children's story has been adapted into a new animated series. The classic farm animals are voiced by an all-star cast that includes Amy Adams, Gene Smart, and Cynthia Erivo. All 3 episodes are now available to stream on HBO Max.
Let my faith endure.
Nicolas Cage's terrifying take on a classic story. The actor plays Joseph in The Carpenter's Son. The biblical horror flick follows the parents of Jesus as they try protecting him from demonic forces. Moviegoers will see how Cage fares when the film comes to theaters on November 14th. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
If you're having a rough week, like after Penn State loses, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. You can sign up right now for free at coasttv.com/sign up and get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Friday, Matt.
I don't know if I should play the How Dare You card on that one. I'm a little taken aback. But here's what you can look forward to this afternoon on Coast Life at 4.
Hope your Friday is going well so far. If you join us at Coast Life at 4 o'clock, here's what's coming your way. We're going to be checking in with our friends at Kids Catch. Great toys to work brains, to keep kids off screens, and for the grown kids as well. The kids at heart will find something there too. We're also going to be showing you this adorable pup, our pet of the week, who is looking for her forever home. And we're also going to be heading to Sussex Central High School to check out their incredible drum line. All that and more is happening today at 4 on Coast Life. We'll see you there.
Well, that fall feels in the air this morning, 28 days away from Halloween. We're all going to like this, 30 days away from when we set the clocks back an hour. We'll talk about some sunshine, beautiful weekend, and a warming trend this weekend coming up just after the break.
The time is now 6:49 and we are taking a live look outside at Laurel this morning. Chris, we have a beautiful sunrise there in Laurel, always a good sign. We need that sun to warm us up a little bit today. A little chilly this morning.
Yeah, a little shock to the system for some of us stepping outside the door this morning. Temperatures in the low to mid 40s, and you can see 42 there in Harrington, 45 Salisbury, 43 Long Neck, even chilly at the coast. We're at 53 Bethany Beach and 55 in Rehoboth. We're seeing primarily clear skies, calm winds. We get that radiational cooling through the overnight, but a beautiful shot there with the high cirrus clouds, 44 in Laurel. And temperatures going to be rising 55 by around 9 to 63 by around 10 a.m. this morning. Now, we do have a small craft advisory up for the Delaware coast. Runs through about 6 o'clock, so taking the boat out, still seeing 25-mile-an-hour wind gusts through the afternoon. Small craft advisory, Ocean City down through Assateague, Chickateague. That runs through 8 a.m. Saturday. Now, we still do have a high risk of rip current, so keep that in mind. And we have one coastal flood advisory lingering for Dorchester County. That's up through 2 o'clock this afternoon for about a foot of inundation through high tide cycle this afternoon. We're clear, we're dry, and we're going to stay that way through the end of the week and into the weekend, all thanks to a big dome of high pressure. And that high pressure is going to allow for some dry conditions over the course of the next week or so. Now, we are going to see a little humidity roll back into the picture. It looks like early next week, but enjoy the beautiful sunshine and pleasant temperatures. Temperatures this afternoon, 70 to 72 across the area, some upper 60s at the coast. A beautiful evening for high school football as well. Nice hoodie night. Temperatures once again, though, overnight falling into the low to mid 40s. So another cool start to our Saturday, but by the afternoon, we're in the mid to upper 70s, and that warming trend will continue into Sunday. So a gorgeous weekend in Ocean City if you're making your way out to the Country Calling Music Festival. 73 by Saturday, wall-to-wall sunshine. Don't forget the sunglasses. High pressure settles in, pushes to our southeast into early next week, and that will open the door for a bit more humidity to creep into the picture with more of a south-southwest wind flow ahead of the cold front. Now, this model wants to get the cold front in here early Wednesday. Some models want to keep it back west and bring it in Wednesday night, so that's going to shift a bit over the course of the next few days, but Wednesday does look like the most unsettled day over the next 7. 71 this afternoon, mostly sunny skies, a starry night, another cold start to the day with lows in the low to mid 40s, 78 by the afternoon, and plenty of sunshine continues into early next week. We're at 83 into Tuesday ahead of the front, 75 with a chance of showers and maybe even a thunderstorm there, depending upon the timing of the front, and then we're down to 67 behind the front on Thursday. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. Well, it's deer mating season, and AAA says it could cost drivers big money. According to the organization, from October through December, the animals are more likely to cross roads, especially at dawn and dusk. AAA says the average repair bill after hitting a deer is now over $6,000. AAA is reminding drivers to stay alert and slow down near wooded areas and never swerve to avoid a deer, which could lead to an even more serious crash.
And new this morning, downtown Milford, they are wrapping up their first Friday season. They got a big celebration today from 5 to 9 p.m. Walnut Street will come alive for Hispanic Heritage Month. According to the city, the evening will feature live music, a DJ, local vendors, authentic food, and family-friendly activities. Organizers say the monthly First Fridays, they have brought new energy to downtown, drawing hundreds of people each month.
The time is now 6:53, and we're going to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
And this hour, our coastal pet of the day is this little chipmunk here. Chipmunk is the name, 5-year-old young cutie who appreciates quiet, comfortable spaces and lives an independent lifestyle. And if you want to adopt Chipmunk or Milo, who we had last hour, check Milo out too, or any other lovable pet that's looking for their forever family, just head on over to the Brandywine Valley SPCA.
And we want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos and tell us what makes them so special. You can take a look at your screen.
Yep, scan that QR code top center, get your friends to us, and then watch weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
The time is now 6:56, and we are going to take another look at our Friday forecast.
Yep, let's have ourselves a Friday, everybody.
Oh yeah, and the weather is going to be cooperating big time today and through the weekend. It's a chilly start. We're in the 40s for a good bit of the area. We're in the mid 50s at the coast, on our way up to around 67 by around your lunchtime, topping out right around 70, 71 degrees this afternoon. Could see some areas upper 60s along the coast. It's going to be another cold night, dipping in the low to mid 40s. Early Saturday morning, but warmer by the afternoon, 78, and then that warming trend continues into Sunday, 80 degrees, and then we'll see a little round of the 80-degree temperatures there to start the week. Then a cold front pushes through Wednesday, and that will give us a chance of some showers and storms, and then we drop temperatures back into the 60s and overnight lows in the 40s and 50s, looks like by late next week. So overall, though, a gorgeous weekend ahead, so hopefully everyone enjoys their time out at the Country Calling this afternoon and evening in Ocean City. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News Today.
The Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
Then we'll be back for Coast TV News midday at 11.
And for even more news and coverage you can count on, download our Coast TV News and weather apps. Have a great Friday, everybody.